Hey Shubham, welcome to this podcast episode with Buildify. And how are you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good too, actually. Uh, so basically, let's begin with like a very short intro about yourself and what you guys are working on at Manta Network.
Sure. Uh, just to give you my introduction, I'm the head of ecosystem at Manta. Apart from that, on the overall ecosystem, like what Manta is doing specifically. So, initially, when we started, we were the first largest modular L2, but then we thought like it doesn't bring the traction and stuff. So, we thought maybe to shift more on the consumer apps, to shift and focus more on the apps that can be used by the audience or maybe the community members or Web2 users who are planning to come to Web3. So recently we started more like a chain which focus on building apps in-house plus incubating apps externally, which can deploy and bring future.
Got it. So thanks for the intro. Like I saw that Manta has like two separate networks which you guys are working on, that is Atlantic and Pacific. So can you explain the difference between them and also the reason why Manta has this dual chain architecture?
So actually, it's not a dual chain architect. So I'll just give you like how it started. So back in 2021, we started as a layer one, which was called as Manta Atlantic. It was a parachain. All things were good, but we were a privacy-focused parachain. At that time, it was like fully private chain. No one can see anything. Even Manta doesn't know about anything. So that was a good thing as well as a bad thing at that particular time because that time ZK was not the thing. So it was very hard to get the data where the users are coming from. So let's say if someone is coming and using it for money laundering from North Korea, so we can't identify it. So
Okay.
that time we thought maybe to start focusing on ZK technology. We created some universal circuits. We started the early stage research on ZK. We started with the layer 2, which was called as Manta Pacific, and we integrated both of the chains together. We had a bridge and everything. But back in, I think so, 3 months or 4 months ago, we announced that we will be working with Symbiotic and the layer one will be shut down. It will be like no longer for the users. We'll be moving fully to the layer two and the infrastructure. So all the validators that were initially running on the Atlantic, the layer one, they'll come to the layer two and they'll use Symbiotic. We are also going to use Babylon. So all these validators will be validating blockchain on that side. So this was the basic idea, like how it started, how it's going on. But yeah, right now for Manta specifically, it's the focus on the layer 2 side, which is a EVM compatible L2.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Also, I saw that Manta is like a consumer specific network. So what do you think? Like, what makes Manta more specific to consumers, and like, how is it different than other chains available right now?
Got it. So, like we have, as I mentioned, like just before the start, we have been building the infrastructure from like since 2021. So it's been a long time. We have been with a lot of ups and downs and everything. But the one thing which we saw was initially L2 market when we launched it was very like small, Arbitrum optimism with us, like I think it's a blast launch and everything. But right now, the every other like project has its own L2 which is a kind of fragmented and people are not really interested to know more about the L2s. It's more about the application which they can use on that particular chain. So, for example, Solana is specifically focused on memes and traditional and retail people. When it comes to Ethereum, Ethereum is famous for the security. When it comes to Base, so Base is somewhat like famous because of Coinbase. Plus, there are a lot of like users whoever hold assets on EVM side, they also use Base chain because there are a lot of applications which they really like on them, and also all the blue chips are over on the Base. Now coming to Manta and other chains, so we saw a problem that let's say if even we start building the new technology, emerging technology for Manta as a chain, it won't bring much users to us. So we thought maybe instead of going this way, as we have a like we already have been into the space, we have a decent like treasury. We instead of giving out grants to a normal project which is building the fork of any other application which is already live. So like DEX lending protocol and stuff, we'll start incubating projects and we'll start like spinning off internal projects. Spinning off internal projects, like it won't be again infrastructure L2s. It will be more specific towards the nature of what web 2 application used to be. So I think so. Like, let's take an example of the recent product which we launched. Is called as Super Fortune. So Super Fortune is a specific Web2 application which was brought to Web3 with some like fun elements. So it has a like it is a feng shui app, astrology app. You can go, you can check your daily fortune. Plus, you can check out which token you should buy. You can just start the ticker according to your date of birth and stuff. It will analyze, the AI will analyze and give you a report that which time, what dates you should buy on, what time you should sell on, and everything. Uh, Apart from that, like you can also use like NFT and stuff inside the game so that you can earn some points. But apart from that, the app is totally free. You don't even have to download the app. You just go to the website and you can start using it. So even a Web2 person who is new to Web3, they can easily use this. They don't have to invest anything. So there is no upfront cost. And that's how like the first step was taken. Second, apart from this, like we have three more products coming. One is based on the TradFi side, which is not announced yet, but it is not actually internal team which is building. It is an external team who is building
Okay.
this, but we will be supporting them just like an internal team will be helping out with all the stuff. Like it's not a normal incubation program which other like projects or other VCs are doing it. It's a different model where we ask, like we give them all the support, including the dev team, including the BD team and everything, and also they be a part of our own ecosystem like Manta team. So they are a kind of external Manta team which has access to our Slack and everything, and they be a part of our. So that's how like it's very difficult to select one project. That's the reason, like even if we have 100 projects, we just select one or two out of it. So that is the
Got it.
second project. Will be coming more on the retail and more degen stuff again, which is still in incubation stage. It will be developed by some external devs as well. So this is the plan right now, how we focus more on being a consumer chain, what things we want to do.
Got it, got it. So it seems that like Manta is working on a lot of stuff right now for the retail and consumer, which is actually very good. And as you mentioned, that people really don't care about the backend. What they care about is the app use case, which they'll be using on top of it. Also,
Correct.
like let's get directly towards somewhat technical part. So that would be like, how does the architecture looks like for Manta Network? Because I saw that you guys are integrated with Celestia Optimism. So can you give us like a very short overview about that?
Yeah, so first thing, like let's go with the basic architect. So if you know, like Manta is a optimism chain, like instead of ZK. So we are using the old tech of optimism, which is Optimum. Apart from
Okay.
that, we are not a super chain. We are a general, we are using the same code base, but with some different things. It's not a super chain stack. And coming to Celestia. So, as I mentioned initially in the introduction, we were the first modular L2. So, when back in 2023 December, the first DA was announced, which was Celestia, we were the first chain to integrate them. And even right now, we are one of the largest on them. Uh, so how it works is like when you go to a Manta network, you do a transaction sequencing happens on Manta. The data is sent to Celestia. You can call data from there anytime. And then the settlement or the final proof is sent back to Ethereum. So Celestia is like in a Web2 sense, it is a place where we store all the data, and anyone who wants to verify, they can verify it on Celestia. Instead of directly settling on Ethereum or sending all the data to Ethereum, we store all the data over there and send some proof to Ethereum so that we are secured through Ethereum as well. Now coming to what currently we have right now. So as I mentioned, like initially all the validators and stuff was happening on the layer one side, Manta Atlantic. But we moved to Symbiotic now. So all the validators are validating on Symbiotic, launching and everything happens on Symbiotic, which
Okay.
also help us with the fast finality. Then every transaction doing on Manta, whenever you do, it executes on Manta, but sends data or call data to Celestia, and Celestia connect with Ethereum as well. So this is like the overall structure or architect. In future, uh, there was a problem which we saw, and many other chains know about it, that the bridging part on a optimism stack is like 7 days challenge period or withdrawal period because of like there is no fraud proof available. So we thought we'll be using Symbiotic and Babylon with BTC native staking and Manta native staking, which will help us to reduce the 7 day period to merely some seconds and minutes. So in on Manta, if you want to come or go out, with the official bridge, like optimism bridge and stuff, like you don't have to wait for 7 days. It will be like within some few minutes.
Got it, got it. So that sounds awesome actually. Also, I know like Manta has been building from a long time now, and the ecosystem has also grown a lot. So can you highlight a few dApps or like projects which are being built on Manta, which you think are like have a solid use case and people should definitely know?
Got it. Okay, cool. I think so. I should share right now more about the new projects or the projects which are unique rather than like which are big. So, because if we talk about big, it will definitely be DeFi and stuff. But there was a product which we launched back in 2024, early 2024. So it was called as CDFi. So it's
Okay,
like a basic DeFi and DeFi where you bring all the assets, like the blue chip assets, like BTC, ETH, USDT, USDC, USDM, and Stone. These six assets, you deposit your assets, you get M token out of it as a like proof token or a liquid token. On the background, whenever you deposit this, our custodians like Cefu and stuff play with this liquidity. They generate some yield, and that yield is shared back with the users.
oh, okay,
So it's not just that like we are giving out the yields and stuff from Manta token. There is actual yield coming and that is given back to the user. Plus the M token is accepted across the ecosystem. So even when your tokens are locked in CDFI, you can still use your BTC across the ecosystem and not just on Manta. We have been live on BNB, we have been live on Ethereum, we have been live on Fuel. So these three
okay.
chains as well. So all these M tokens can be bridged through layer zero and like with OFTs and stuff, you can play around the ecosystems. And
Got it,
second
got it.
project, yeah. Second project which I mentioned was Super Fortune, which I already told you about. So that
Yeah.
is the first one we launched back in August 2025, like this one, this month. So the major focus for that was to acquire the Southeast Asian old people with the help of astrology and see how they want to trade off. So let's take an example. If you are good at technical analysis, but you are not sure really and you want to just have a double confirmation based on your astrologic score as well. So you can check stocks, you can check uh, cryptos, you can check your own fortune as well, and based on that, you can just do some trades. So these are the two applications which we have done. CD5 has been successful for us. Like it has more than I think so 120 million on TVL side.
Oh,
Super Fortune, we have a good amount of users. It is live on like BNB and Solana as well. So even if you hold some assets over there, it's easy for you to like use Super Fortune.
got it, got it. Actually, Super Fortune, I saw that Kenny also sometimes shares about Super Fortune on Twitter, so I know about the project. Also,
Yeah,
like, yeah,
internal thing. So Manta has developed that internally, but in future it will be like parting of ways, like every other thing, like every chain does that. Once a project is big enough, they'll be just spin off.
got it, got it. So I think we'll get to see Fortune app as a separate entity now. Yeah. Also, previously you shared about the incentives and incubation part, like how you guys support the project from the beginning. So can you elaborate more onto that, like about the incentivization side, like what is Manta doing for yeah, onboarding innovations and new projects right now?
Hmm. Got it. Okay. Let's I'll make this very simple. So I think so when the initial like after 2025 hype, there was a slowing market, so everyone was talking about revenue. And
Yeah.
our co-founder Kenny had a like very good idea in his mind that token is also a kind of product to us. We want to focus on that too. So let's do one thing. We'll build some apps internally. We'll get some apps externally too, who has a good business model which can generate revenue. Let's say if you start generating the revenue, whatever revenue you generate, you will be like giving out certain percent back to Manta because initially Manta will incubate you and that revenue percentage out of that like 50% of 60% will be used to buy back our own token which is Manta token so that we can build the treasury of Manta with the help of these revenues. So how it works is very simple. Let's say we hire Buildify. You are generating revenue in future. We provide you initial support including legal, including your token advisory, your marketing, BD, everything. we give out to you. And once you have the revenue generation going around, even that time we help you to get more revenue generated. Once you have the decent revenue, we start with the revenue split, where let's say like we get 5 or 10% of whatever revenue you generate for X amount of time, or maybe X limit, and whatever comes early. And with all of that money, we'll be buybacking our token. Like not from
Okay.
all the money, but with maximum money, we'll be buying back the token so that the Manta price also perform a bit better. So this is like the reason why we shifted to consumer. We think that this model can work because we don't expect every project we invest in will give us a profit or give us
Correct.
a good return. But let's say even if we invest in 10, out of that, even if one or two works really well, that is good enough number
Yeah.
for us.
Got it. Got it. Also, like another question onto that, like a lot of L2s coming into the market, a lot of chains getting built up, roll-ups and all these things. So what do you think is like the underrated feature of Manta Network that people still don't know about, and it is not still getting so much attention from the community?
Actually, for a chain, there is not a good feature or stuff because a chain doesn't have a good product or stuff. It is like more about the infrastructure. But so why and everyone should focus more on Manta is because our team is quite dedicated. So you have been seeing a lot of like good big projects as compared to Manta launching and going down. Let's
Correct.
take an example of things like IP story protocol did the same thing. We have
Yeah.
seen a lot of things like movement, Aptos happening something. We have
Eclipse now.
seen Eclipse recently, yeah.
Yeah.
So we've seen a lot of things like going up at peak and going down. But since 2021, we have been building, we have been in the space. Our founder has been dedicated. He has been innovating. He's been trying out to all the things. You mentioned that, right?
Yeah.
Kenny's been shelling Super Fortune. So say if he is shelling still a project which he has been with 2021, he made like maybe let's say we launched the token and everything we did, but he is still around it. So you should trust the team. You should trust the founder because if he is here, so he will make it happen. He will make
Correct.
it something so that we can do a bit better. So uh, so that time I was not a part of Manta. It's a good story. So before launching in 2024, our token, Manta was planning to launch a token back in 2023. That time we didn't have the layer two.
Okay.
So early 2023, and he was discussing with some tier two and tier three exchanges, like centralized exchanges, to get Manta listed. But then suddenly they started thinking more about the layer two. They got a good traction, and we got Binance listing with the help of that.
Okay.
So that was a good like message and even a motive for us that if we try out something, something will definitely work and eventually it will help us. So that is the reason. Like maybe this year you are seeing us as a first model L2. Maybe after this cycle, when there will be a lot of project who will die eventually, will still be there, will still be innovating just like consumer application. Maybe that time you'll know some of the consumer application which was spun off by the Manta Network.
Got it, got it. So actually, that's very great to hear this like solid vision from the Web3 teams, wherein like other big players are like the CEOs are stepping down while your project is like building consistently from a very long time now. So yeah,
Yeah,
moving towards yeah.
yeah. So even like I think so, Manta has been one of the longest journey in Web3 for me. So it's more like almost 2 years now. I've been
Oh,
with
okay,
Manta and I'm still here. So you can understand like how the team and
correct,
everything
correct.
is. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got it, got it. I can definitely like relate with it because I've also been with a few projects from the initial days, and it feels different when the ecosystem grows and you have been a part of that from the day one. Yeah. You
yeah.
also like moving towards the last question for the session. That would be, how do you think the future looks like for Manta? I'm definitely sure it will be awesome. It will be great. But also would like to know like what more stuff will you be guys focusing on in future? I know that would be consumer, but still, if you can elaborate onto that, and also what do you think would be the scenario for other layer two networks available?
Got it, got it. So I think so like I have been hearing this on a lot of panels too, that eventually all these L1s and L2s, like not L1s, but L2s will either merge together or will be acquired by some big chains. That is first thing. Second, a lot of L2s will be known just because of their product. So even if you know Hyper VM is a chain which is
Yeah,
launched by Hyperliquid, but we
correct,
still know Hyper EVM as a chain of Hyperliquid, not for the other tokens and other projects which are launched on them. So there
correct.
will be a lot of in cases where maybe in future you will know Manta because of a one project which is quite famous on Manta, similar to many other chains as well.
The
Uh,
Unichain as well.
Unichain, yeah.
Yeah,
So, Unichain, like Uniswap was way bigger than Unichain. Even if right now someone launched something on an app chain like Unichain and stuff, I'm not sure if you can do it or not. But say, suppose if you do it, but still people will remember Unichain because of Uniswap,
correct.
World Chain because of WorldCoin. So
Yeah.
these chains, so maybe in future either you'll be get acquired, you'll be merging with some other chain, or maybe you will be known for a specific product which will be launched on your site. So this is a general stuff which I'm mentioning about, but maybe this is the future because there will be a lot of chains. So either all these chains will be connected to each other with somehow bridges and stuff, or maybe it will be eventually a part of one or the other.
Got it, got it. So thanks, Shubham. Thanks for coming on to this podcast and sharing so much insights about the Manta ecosystem and layer twos in general. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.